Hey, y'all, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, this is Joe and Jay Outspoken. Remember to follow all of our platforms. You can find them by going to Linktree/Joe and Jay Outspoken. Today's show is for Tuesday, January 16th. Man, we're already halfway through
Man,
the
I can't believe that already.
It's crazy. I'm Jay, and today Joe and I will be discussing leaving America, the folks that threatened to leave in 2016, 2020, and are doing it again at the forefront of the 2024 election. Well, Joe, who's the first person you want to see on the train out of here?
Well, you know, I have such a wide selection.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, but you know what? I think the main one is Oprah.
Oh,
Wait, no, not Oprah. Sorry, I take that back. I don't even know if Oprah was. I don't know if Oprah even said she was going to leave. But no, Whoopi.
Oh, Whoopi. Yeah.
And then a close second would be Cher.
Cher.
But like my good friend Craig Jones says, bye, Felicia. You know what I mean?
Well, multiple choice. I'd pick everybody on The View. So let's get into this.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for showing up again. And yeah, we appreciate you being here. So, man, this is going to be an interesting one. So this happened. This has already happened a couple times where these folks in Hollywood and
no one's left.
then nobody's left. I mean,
it sounds good.
If this person, so I don't remember because maybe somebody did do this, but the last election, right? There was folks threatening if Trump got elected, which he didn't this time around. If Trump got elected, they were going to leave. Did anybody say that on the other side of the fence, saying, "Hey, if Uncle Joe gets elected, I'm going to leave the country"?
No, come on, please. I mean, you know what I mean? No,
that's interesting.
Let me tell you why. Here's a little difference between
tell us, preach it, brother.
Here's a difference between the liberals and conservatives. Although we have a strong belief in what we believe in, we don't go crazy like that. Like, I'm gonna leave. You know, it is what it is. If the person that we chose isn't elected, whether by popular vote or by cheating, we're, you know, and okay, you know, life goes on. We still have to, regardless, we have to move on, right? We have to live in this country because we love this country. It's not the people that get elected; it's the country itself. That's
right.
And that's what we love. I love my freedoms. I love that I'm able to, you know, have all these rights that were given to me by our forefathers, right? These are our constitutional rights that no one could ever take from you. No one. Right. I mean, you could make laws to try to adjust and nitpick here and there, but you can't take these rights away. They were given to us. That this is, you know, that's why people are always crying about that democracy is gone. This is a democracy. I'm like, okay, first off, no.
It's not a democracy.
I don't want a democracy because democracy is by popular vote, right? By the biggest percentage. So the 51%
gets
win.
Yeah,
right. And the 49% just suck it. Right.
Yeah.
And so that's not how things work. We're not a democracy. We're a constitution republic. And that's there for a reason, because we have a constitution. Right. Right. And as people don't understand, that constitution is not for the politicians. That constitution was written for the people. Right. You know, and that's where people fall short. So no, to answer your question, no. The conservative people are not going to go out there like, oh, we're packing and leaving, because yes, we do have a president. He's going to lead us, whether in a good path or a bad path. This is still our country, and we still have laws that they have to abide to. Right. I mean, clearly they don't. Right. They do certain things that impact all of us. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be here than in Trudeau's Canada. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%, man.
Because that, I mean, honestly, if you look at the world, man, there are so many places I would love to go visit.
Oh, absolutely.
But
that are beautiful places.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Mexico, man. There's so much beauty down in Mexico. Yeah. Man, I'd love to be down there a year, 2 years, visiting, enjoying all the beauty that there is down there. But I love my comforts of America. I love. I'm spoiled here. We might not be the richest people here, right, or even rich, but we have. We're rich in so many other ways.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's why I like be what it may. There's no other country I'd rather be in than my own country.
Yeah. And we these are God-given rights, right? So everybody, when you're born, if you were born on an island somewhere, right, where there's no governing body whatsoever,
where Obama was born, Hawaii,
you were immediately born free. The only thing that changes that is the governance that you're under that takes that away, right? So that's what our Constitution's all about. We were born free, and
freedom,
and it is to help us to keep our government from, being this tyrannical or
overstepping
their bounds, and you see it a little bit more in every day. And one of the big things is that this is said over and over. Every time something's taken away, it won't ever be given back, right? So you have to be very cautious about those things. And I'm going to second that as far as the leaving the country. We love this. See, there's the big difference is that you have people that love this country and will fight for it and are willing to go to the polls, willing to have conversations with other people, willing to, try to make a difference. Right.
Yeah.
And then you have people that if they don't get their way, they're like a little kid that you took a ball from. They are going to, get on the ground and kick and scream. I'm going to leave the country because you know why? Because you don't like the country that much to begin with. Yeah. So what are you fighting for?
If my kid ever said, I'm going to run away, I'll whip their ass. Right. And then they're not going to run away. Right. I mean, I remember thinking back one time and I think my parents were arguing or something and I ran away from home. I literally packed like a little bag and took off.
The little bag with the stick over your back?
I did, bro. I looked like a little hobo. You know what I mean? A hobo. And I went across the street to my grandma's house. That's as far as I got.
You ran away for good.
I was gone. I mean, I spent most of my time at my grandma's because she made all that food.
Yeah. But you're like, I'm running away, but I'm still having tortillas.
Yeah. Don't come looking for me, man. Yeah. I ain't going back this time.
But I'm living on tortillas and butter. That's all I do.
But you know what? You still got whooped. Yeah. But here's the thing, man. I mean, like we've heard this kind of argument before, right? Last year when this was going on, in the last election, we heard everybody's like, "Well, I'm leaving the country and blah blah blah," and doing all this. I'm like, tell me one thing during Trump's presidency that impacted you so horribly that you need to leave this country. Right. And there's not going to be one person that would tell you that something so impactful that Donald Trump did change their lives forever. They're gonna, like, oh my God, my movie didn't make it. It was horrible. Well, make better movies. Right. You know what I mean? Don't blame that on Trump.
They're going to give you vague overview things. He's racist. He sends out,
he grabs girls by the crotch.
Horrible tweets and stuff like that.
Oh, the crotch. Yeah. You know what? I still laugh when people talk about that. I'm like, y'all remember Bill Clinton? The Oval Office?
He didn't talk about it.
Monica Lewinsky? Anybody? Nobody?
He didn't talk about it.
Of course not. But you know what? You have all these presidents who...
If I was sitting at that desk, I'd want him to clean underneath really good before.
I'd be like, look, man, this is a beautiful desk. Kennedy did a wonderful job having this desk.
Yeah.
I need it removed. I need to go to storage. Just bring me an IKEA. Give me an IKEA table. I'm fine. All right, we're good. But you know, there's nothing that anyone could say. You've seen these little things on TV, on social media where they go and ask somebody, hey, what do you think of Trump? Right? And everybody's like, oh, he was horrible. He's a racist. And they ask him, well, give me one example. No one could ever have an example. No one ever has an example of what they're accusing him of. Right.
Right. The only thing that I've heard said is, now this is from the original election back in the 2018 deal, when he was talking about who's being sent over here from Mexico, and all that stuff was taken out of context.
Oh, it was clearly taken out of context.
And everybody will say, oh, well, he was saying that all people coming from Mexico or
all Mexicans. You can say it. You can say it.
Are drug dealers and all these other kind of crazy things. It's like that's not at all what he said. And
we might dab a little bit in drugs and alcohol. Just saying. But here's the thing.
I'm not with him.
I'm just saying, just a dab.
Empty your pockets. Come here.
What? Oh, that's white hair.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You hear him say that, or people clearly it was taken out of context because it's not what he said.
No,
right?
Not at all.
But you know what's funny is like when you have these senators that are talking about like currently right now, and it has nothing to do with people leaving, but he's talking about like all the illegal immigration. And he said, who's gonna what are you guys gonna do when all that crop goes to waste because no one here to pick it? I'm like, did he just say that he wants illegals to pick the fields?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, guys, no one caught that. I mean, is it just me or? I mean,
that's
I know
the guy that looks like the Joker from Batman, or the Penguin. I'm sorry, not the
I'm
Joker.
Like, look, not to deny it. I know that's what we do, right? We're good at it. We don't complain. We're hard workers. But to blatantly say it on TV like that,
that's
like
nuts.
I mean, like, bro,
that's nuts.
and no one bats an eye.
No
one bat. Now Trump says something that is true about the border crisis, and everybody was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Everybody's like, like it's this preconceived notion that he is the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Like he is the Antichrist. I'm like, look, first of all, the Antichrist is supposed to be this good looking dude. Clearly not Trump. Right? I love Trump. That's my daddy. But clearly not a good looking dude, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people call him Mr. Orange for a reason, right?
The Cheeto's
orange.
Not the cutest guy in the world.
But that's my Mr. Orange. All right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. We're not, we didn't vote for Ryan Reynolds to be in office.
Why do you have to bring that? I was just getting over that. God, I like the way you looked at me too when you said it.
I knew you love that guy. So, we're not voting for. I always say this: we're not voting for the prom king, queen to be in there, and it always comes back to that whole thing. Oh well, all these Republicans or conservatives or Trump supporters, all they want is this old white guy in there. Hello. Have you seen the guy that's in there right now? It's the sniffer,
sniffing
the
hair.
sniffer.
You know what's funny? I hear all these people.
Get out of here.
I hear all these people. All the people that they complain about Trump and the stuff they say. I'm like, that's why I like him. They're like, oh, he's rich. Okay, he doesn't need our money,
right?
Oh, he's a businessman. Clearly not a politician. That's what we need. Is someone that's not gonna be a politician.
Did you see the deal with the interview with the guy from the Gambino family? I don't know.
His name. I saw that.
And he was straight out saying, he's like,
he was trying to.
We were trying to give Trump money to do certain, and Trump's like, nah, I don't want to do that and deal with it. Well, and I can see a lot of things behind that. You don't want to be beholden to folks and that kind of, because Trump's got to deal with in his business. Forget the presidency for a second. The amount of people that he has to deal with on a daily basis for business.
He still owes my mom alimony. So I'm waiting on that check, Dad. Waiting on that check. But going back,
you look a lot like him, actually.
Is it the hair?
It's the hair, yeah.
Is it the skin tone?
It's the skin tone.
Anyway,
you're almost as tall as Barron, too.
That dude,
dig. He's like 7'7".
A phenomenon, man. I'm like, oh my God, he's a supermodel. Anyway, going back on the subject about leaving America, right? I find it so funny though, because I guarantee you, if Trump does win, when he wins, when he's elected, legitimately, these people aren't going. Miley Cyrus, where is she going? Where's she going to go sing? Jon Stewart, like all these people who, Neo, right?
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart, Jon Stewart. That guy's crazy. Chelsea Handler. I hope she leaves. Like, there's some people here that I'm like,
take her cats with her too.
Yeah, there's a couple of people that surprised me. Keegan Michael Key, like, that surprised me that he said he'd leave.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No, Nev Campbell. I liked her in Scream, and it didn't make sense to me. And I'm like,
she doesn't make sense either.
And Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty anti-Trump for a long time, so I could see that. The whole cast of what the heck is that? Breaking Bad. None of those people, they were all like anti-Trump.
That's great. And then my favorite singer, Barbara Streisand.
Oh yeah, you got front row tickets, didn't you?
Twice.
Yeah,
in Vegas. And then Raven Simone, who, I love. Let me tell you a little bit about Raven Simone. I love her because how she talks. She doesn't identify as a black person. She identifies as an American, and she had a lot of good stuff to say. And I think that speaks volumes because she doesn't want to be identified as a color. She wants to be identified as an American, which is what we all should be.
That interview, she said, "I don't identify as African American. I'm not sure if I'm African or whatever." But
yeah. And then, of course, Oprah trying to make it like, girl,
yeah, people are going
what Oprah does,
blow up on you. And they're going to blow up on you. Why? Because you want to, okay, so let me get this straight. You can identify as something that doesn't exist on this planet, but you can't decide.
You did not go there.
But you can't decide to
cancel.
I just don't understand that. Like, and she has the right to say she doesn't want to identify that way, right? I mean,
that's why that was kind of like a shocker to me that she was wanting to leave. And then of course Amy Schumer. I don't even like her. It was, like I had this. I knew this girl. That she goes, "Oh, you don't like Amy Schumer? She's so funny." I'm like, I don't find her funny. Like I've seen there was a one train wreck, and I'm like, not funny. I don't know, something about her. And then Samuel L. Jackson. I love Samuel L. Jackson, but
King of the F-bomb.
Yeah, and he.
What's in your wallet?
And I'm surprised. Like these people, like I'm not surprised because most of them are in Hollywood. Hollywood is a demon, right? When it comes to Christianity and to the right side of things, they're totally opposite, right? And so it shocks me, and it doesn't. So, but here's the thing: the majority of those people that I mentioned, Canada was their destination. I'm like, you'll be back in a week.
Yeah, you're not going to want to live under. Well, the only thing I'd say for those people in specific, it might be okay for them. You know why? Because it's kind of like Gavin Newsom in California and Justin Trudeau in Canada. The people that are at the top, they don't follow any of those rules, right? So these people, if they do go up to Canada, they'll have the rules for,
Yeah, but the king rules, not them. The king is the ruler over there. So
right.
They still have to answer to the crown. They don't answer to Trudeau. Trudeau's a puppet.
Yeah.
They still have to answer to the crown.
He's the mud on the face person. But, but they would get, probably get some kind of concession because of their popularity and all that. And they would probably forcefully want to do that because if, when Trump wins, you're going to have these people that and they're not going to move. I mean, come on.
Let's be real.
We've had this too.
They're going to be too far from Hollywood.
Right.
They're not going to be able to make movies in Canada. Canadian movies. I think the only one I saw was remember those two dudes? Hey, Hoser.
Strange Brew.
Strange Brew, bro. That's about the only thing I ever saw is from Canada. I didn't even
Hoser.
Yeah. Even when I was up in Michigan, I didn't like going over to Canada side.
Canada. Yeah, and most of Hollywood movies are leaving Hollywood. I mean, they're filming a lot in Georgia, New Mexico, a lot of other states that are much more more friendly. I mean, they don't have to pay as many taxes, weird fees and stuff.
Well, Mark Wahlberg moved himself and his family to Las Vegas. They have studios now in Vegas.
Yeah.
But he left because it was so he's a Christian and a very outspoken one. And he just didn't like what California and the industry was becoming out there in California. So
but he didn't want to have his kids around there.
Yeah, he wanted to raise his kids in a better way, right?
But
so a lot of people have gone to Tennessee
for it.
Oh, absolutely. Someone else left. I can't remember who it is that went to Nevada. But yeah, there's people moving to Nevada. Tennessee is another big place they're moving to.
And again,
real quick, Mexico's not going to be an option very soon for a lot of us that want to leave this country. Because of this whole problem on the border, now the Mexican president is supposedly saying that, oh, okay, so all you gringos over here, you need to start paying taxes or get out. So it looks like the West, it might not be a place to go either there, touristos. My gringo friends.
No. Turistas.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Touristos.
Touristos. Tostitos.
But yeah, so there's not a lot of options. But I want to get to the bottom of that. Like, okay, I don't even care where they go or if they go, to be honest with you. But why are they leaving? What is so great or so horrible about the U.S. that they have to leave?
Right, because and I know you didn't talk about these people, but you have like the Zuckerbergs of the world and Oprah, very, very, very wealthy people that, where did they move? They moved to Hawaii. And that was kind of interesting, like when they moved, why they moved, all that kind of stuff.
All the land they're buying?
Yeah. For some reason it burnt up there, so they're trying to buy land.
Crazy.
I don't, and we're not making fun of that. I mean, that's horrible what's happening to those people over there.
Well, they called it from day one. They knew they were going to get ripped off, and that's what's happening right now.
Exactly.
And still no one's doing anything about it.
And man, you know what? Those are the things that upset me the most about everything with, with us sending money overseas into wars and stuff like that we have, everything that's happened in Hawaii, everything that's happening, Flint, Michigan, man, the whole water problem, get like all these things that are happening in the United States. So one of the big things they, yelled about was infrastructure when Trump was in office. Well, he's not going to do anything about it and everything. Well, they're in there, and man, they're just letting the infrastructure die all around the country. Oh, we passed this spending bill for infrastructure. Where did it go? Like all that money's going everywhere but where it needs to go. So yeah,
shocking.
These folks aren't going anywhere. I mean, it's so silly because in 2018, what's the number of people that threatened every time you turn on a news channel, somebody else, if Trump gets elected, we're moving to, and they all were they were 100% sure Hillary was going to win. I mean, how many of those clips did you see that Trump's not going to be president? He's never going to be president.
They were so sad,
man. And
Ryan,
yeah,
you know what? I hear there's a lot of land available in this small little. They have it's by the sea, very nice. And I think a lot of people who want to leave here should go there. I think it's called the Gaza Strip.
Oh yeah, beachfront property.
Yeah, they got a lot of nice territory down there. They should move down there too.
And you're flying their flags too. You might as well go.
I want to see that happen over there. I want to see. I don't think they asked gender there, but I'd be careful.
Yeah,
be
careful and bringing that up.
Yeah, maybe not talk about it that much.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't fly any multicolored flags in that place at all.
I definitely wouldn't fly Alaska. doors stuff flying off that place.
Who built that plane again? I don't know.
The Canadians.
Wow.
Anyway, but again, back to what we were talking about. How horrible. I mean, honestly, this is a personal thing now. Like, I don't know. I think this is a whole different podcast when we talk about Trump. But the reality of things is that if you ask somebody, like if you hold them to an answer, a definitive answer, a legitimate definitive answer as to why, what did Trump do that was so bad that created this, they would have nothing, right? Because they all go by popularity, right? Because if
this is what
if Joe Schmo from Hollywood doesn't like him, or Billy Bob
I can't like him
from the media doesn't like him, then we're all against him, right?
Yeah.
And so if he becomes president, like all these people now, if he becomes president, like, not Oprah. I keep saying Oprah. I don't know why she's in my thought. Whoopi. I don't know if you've heard her lately what she's talking about. That if he
I don't watch that show like you, so.
Oh my God, coffee and The View every morning is to die for. Anyway, you're stupid. Anyway, she's talking about like if he becomes president, he's going to be a dictator. That he's going to take away. There will be no more voting, right? That he's gonna basically have concentration camps for people, like for the media, for the LGBTQRX people.
It's so
everything.
It's so
and I'm thinking.
ignorant.
So here's the thing. Everybody jumped on Trump about like, you can't. He let's charge him and sue him and take him off ballots because he said that the elections were fraud and blah blah blah. But Whoopi could sit there and call him a dictator and he's going to have content and nothing happened to her. I mean, like, I don't know what channel that is that The View's on, but y'all doing a poor job in like controlling your people. Like, who's Whoopi? She did like 3-4 movies, right?
Yeah.
Like
Sister Act.
1, 2, and 3 or 4.
1, 2,
I don't know.
and
I don't
3.
know. You know, Ghost, and it wasn't even her part that was the best part of it. Like she's nobody to
No.
be sitting here and being able to talk that way. And you know what? I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna say it. She's nobody to be talking that way. Like, could you imagine, like, if I would go like on if I had a platform like that and say, "Oh, Joe Biden, he's just doing this and that," I would get canceled.
Yeah, people
You
have
know?
gotten canceled for talking about the current
Sleepy
president,
Joe?
but not the last president.
But she could sit there and literally call him a Nazi. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, and
You know
what?
And people are not held accountable for that. And that's the stuff that irritates me. Those people, oh my God, goodbye. I'd buy the ticket. Like first class.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm like, girl, here's a first class ticket on Alaska Airlines to the Gaza Strip.
I can't stand that the word Nazi gets thrown around so easily and carefree. People don't realize
like what you said, the Holocaust was not.
Yeah, see that
like,
stuff. And then it's like, I mean, I was watching this
porn.
No.
Oh, sorry. This is wrong platform, guys.
Wrong platform.
Yeah.
At the end of this, we'll have a Patreon. You can go to our OnlyFans or whatever. So now I was watching this YouTuber, and he was at the Smithsonian, right?
Yeah.
And he's walking by, and he goes by like, because they have all kinds of beautiful displays that have all kinds of stuff from World War II,
and it's free.
Yeah, and he goes by a thing that has like Mao there, and then he goes by like all the, at the time, Soviets, Russian stuff, and he was like, "Oh, here they are," and then he gets to Hitler. And he was like, and Hitler was horrible, but he's like, "Oh my God, this guy's so disgusting. And look at this. I can't believe they even have this here." And so I wrote the guy on there. I said, "Hey, listen, I agree with you. Hitler sucks, right? And everything that he stood for was garbage. But do you realize those other two that you passed by were quadruple the people killed by those people, right? So do you know your history? Like, or are you just crying out because you heard somebody else say it?" So the reason I bring that up is because this is this TDS, right? The Trump derangement syndrome that people have. Now, it's cool. You don't like Trump. You don't like something about him. You don't like his politics, whatever it is in particular. That's fine. We have that right in this country for you to dislike a candidate. But the thing is please do not dislike somebody because somebody else said they don't like him, right?
That's what they do.
We're not in high school anymore. You don't follow like 5 other kids and just follow their lead. Think for yourself, figure it out. And again, if there's things you don't like about him, but fine. So there's got to be something that you can find that you like about him. There's got to be something. It's like, I was not a fan of Obama's back in the day, but I will admit all day long that the guy was, even though he would pause a lot in his speeches and everything, he was very eloquently spoken, right? So when he spoke, people listened to him and liked him. I didn't like his politics and stuff, but I can say that, and as a somebody that would support Trump, I can say that Trump's maybe not the best spoken all the time, but
that doesn't make him a bad leader.
But it doesn't make him a bad leader. The guy did policies and things that helped this country. When our current president jumped into office, one of the first things he did was shut down,
eradicate them all.
Well, and the problem is that were they doing it because they truly believed those things weren't right, or were they just doing it to spite the previous president and say, "Haha, we're going to knock all this stuff off the board"? Well, think about what I just did right there. Haha, we're going to get rid of all this stuff that the country was better for at the time. Now, I get it. There's a lot of people out there, well, he shut down the pipeline and environment. Okay, I get what you guys are saying. Right now, though, okay, there is no better solution than the pipelines that we had. And here's the thing. So over here, we're at this place, And we decide we don't want to waste water anymore. So we're going to shut our water off here, right? We don't want to waste water anymore. But we still need to get water here. So we're going to go to our neighbors and we're going to ask him to give us water. And we're going to pay him a premium because he's giving us water. And maybe our neighbor doesn't take care of his pipes and stuff as good. So they're it's a little dirtier and everything. So what was the purpose for us shutting it down? That little analogy was exactly what happened in the United States. We shut down oil production here that was some of the cleanest in the world, right? And we start buying from countries that aren't that clean, and we're paying a premium. So now we're paying more. Have you guys not noticed at the pump that it costs more to, fill up your tank?
Well, not at the moment because it's election time. So
right.
He wants to be able to give something.
I mean, mine's still more than it was back in the in Trump's days, but so I mean, if I was going to leave the country, it'd be for stupid policy decisions that have raised prices on us.
Or you're wanted.
I told you that we're not going to talk about that. Okay.
But it's like you were saying, a lot of people, like back in the days, back in the 90s, people were wearing Che Guevara shirts, right? Remember Che Guevara? They were wearing them. They're like,
they didn't know what they were wearing for.
I'm like, he's a Marxist, right? That was Fidel Castro's brother, his homie. They used to ride bikes together like Dutch, like, one right behind the other. Kind of weird. But anyway, but that's a thing that kind of I see now. People wearing the shirt of, and they have no clue what it represents, right? Everybody's on this Joe Biden bandwagon only because they have so much hatred for Trump, but they don't really know what they're supporting.
Yeah.
Right. And then these people, all these movie stars, these politicians, everybody that's saying we're going to leave this country because, if Trump becomes president. Now, the entertainment industry, I don't know why they want to leave because that's the populace, right? Because that's what, the people that watch our movies and things like that they're popular and they want to keep that popularity and they want to think that they're doing it for them and blah, blah, blah. God knows they're not leaving. Right. They'll probably buy a house higher up in Malibu. You can't see them all the time, kind of incognito. But those politicians that say, oh, we're going to leave. They're going to leave because you know what? They're going to get the justice they deserve when they were here running amok under Biden with no laws to follow because, they thought they ran everything. Right. And they've given. And here's a problem. They think that they're impacting the Trumps or those Republicans up at the House and the Senate. They were actually just impacting us,
right?
With their ignorance, with their poor policies. Look at poor Chicago. It was already infested with crime. Now you got it infested with illegal aliens, right? And people say, "Oh, you can't use that word, illegal aliens." Well, they are. I mean,
people are pissed now.
Even the cards say it. The green cards say legal aliens or stuff. I don't know what my dad said something. I even made fun of him because I told him he didn't look like an alien. But
where's your antennae?
Where's your antennae? But the fact of the matter is this. Look, man, I'm me. I'm a proud Mexican in my heritage. I'm American by birth. But I have Mexican heritage, right? And I made my kids, proud of their heritage. You're Mexican, be proud of that. But you're American first, right? And that's something that to me is I go by that every day. That's how I live. I love Mexico. I love the culture it has, the diversity it has, the food, the taco, everything that is about Mexico is great. Yeah. There's a lot of great things in America in the U.S. that I love as well. But here's the thing that worries me. We have all these illegal aliens. First, we don't know who's coming over, right? We don't know if they're criminals. We don't know anything about them. We have no way to find them once they're racist. Here, right? Well, we don't know if they're criminals.
Yeah, we don't. And that's exactly what
what
Cheeto said.
And let me correct you, Mr. We're in 2024. I am a minority. I cannot be racist. Only you could be racist.
That's
okay?
Right.
Only white people could be racist. So anyway.
Only you can start.
Yeah. I got freedom to reign, boy. Anyway, we don't know if they're criminals. We don't. Once they get here, we have no idea how to find them. Right? We give them a piece of paper, report to court this day.
Yeah.
Ote
or free phone.
Ote. Right? They'll be back. Right? They'll never come back. But not only that, we have we talked about this previously. We have such a problem with homelessness in America. Huge problem, right? And a lot of veterans.
Growing.
And continues to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have illegal aliens who are going to be homeless, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. New York, they just kicked a bunch of little high school kids out, right? Because they need to make room in the basketball, in the gymnasium.
So they're going to be studying from home.
From afar.
Yeah.
Afar. Anyway. From afar. I always love these words. So they're going to be studying from afar. And they're losing on that. It's already bad. Here's the thing that we've talked about during COVID. What was the biggest problem that it created? Isolation.
Yep.
Right?
And
isolation.
It messed up our kids really bad.
We're going back to that.
And we're going back to
because of illegal aliens.
And what cities are doing that?
The liberal cities.
Yeah.
The left cities.
Yeah.
And but look, New York, another one. You know, they're already strained as it is. And boom. Dumping illegal aliens everywhere in this country. We're dropping them everywhere. You know what? I'm all for people to come here and make a better life. Do it the right way. My dad did it the right way, right? My mom was born here, so disregard that. But my dad did it the right way.
So she did it really the right way.
She did it the real right way. She was born here. But there's always a way. But we have to limit what that is, because you can start impacting the resources that are made for American citizens, people who are born with that God-given right.
Well, also
of being
have
a
paid
citizen.
into that system, and we have.
Well, their parents did. You know,
our taxes are like ridiculous. You know,
that's it, man. There's tea. There's tea going into the harbor.
Oh gosh,
I am dumpy. I don't even like tea. But the whole point was, don't look. I see you looking at me.
You like tea.
You like Long Island ass tea. Anyway. So going back, so yes, I am, I'm all for people doing better, being better. But do it the right way. But as a government, we should also limit that. Our resources could go so far. Right? And our people, American citizens, should be the first to be helped. Right? That's all I'm saying. And so if all these people want to leave this country because bye Felicia. But here's the thing: where are you running to? Seriously, where are you running to? I mean, Canada. That is your great hope.
That's the great hope.
Is Canada? I mean, come on, y'all have what, like hockey? That's about it. Hockey, nothing else.
Ice fishing.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. That's the craziest thing to do.
Yeah,
but I
dig a hole in the ice and
I don't know, man.
Let's go do this.
I just feel like there's not a lot of options going on. Like Chelsea Handler, is that her name? Chelsea Handler.
Yes,
she bought a house in Spain, right? So she's gonna move over there because the Mexicans don't want her. We're like, hell no, girl, you gotta go somewhere else. So she's like, well, Spain's the next best thing. And so she's moving to Spain. Well, she has a house there.
Bye, Felicia.
Anyway, after she did my boy Joel Coy dirty, she could go. She could leave. Now I don't even know what happened there. But anyway, but I don't know. Like there's there's some people that they will not break my heart to see them leave. And leave for good. I don't want to see them back in 6 months. This is not one of those trial separations. This is a permanent thing. It's a divorce.
Yeah.
If you leave America because of who the people elected, good riddance. Don't come back. We should revoke your citizenship and just say, I give it up and be done with it. And don't come back.
What?
Okay. And that I strongly feel that if you are going to leave, you know what? It's like anything, man. In a marriage, you're gonna be with it in the highs and the lows, right? Relationships, highs and lows.
Yeah.
This is your country. You're born into it. This is your family. You're gonna stick with it through highs and lows. I don't think that a president makes a nation a high or low, except for the case of Joe Biden, where he's made it miserable. But you have to stick it through. And if you don't want to be here at our worst times, then don't be here at our best.
Right.
Good riddance. Get out of here. Go find somewhere else. Go to Canada. We're gonna shut the bridges down once you're over there.
Yeah, and so what's the population breakup here in the United States? Like, how what's the percentage of whiteys in the United States?
No, but I think it's you guys are pretty much a majority.
It's in the 60 percentile, right?
I would think about 60, 65.
Okay, so guess what Canada is?
What?
70%. It's more than the United States. So these people are leaving a more diverse culture in the United States to go to a less diverse.
Maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what they want.
And I'm telling you right now, those people are the most. When you're screaming about race all the time and making it a thing, and what was it in? Was it New York? I might have the cities and state wrong, whatever. But where the classrooms, they're making it where the black and brown kids are in their own classrooms, and then
brown kids. Who the brown kids? The Mexicans?
Well,
is it us?
Technically, everybody's. It's anybody that's non-white that has darker skin is in a different room. And what is that called?
I mean, that's segregation, bro.
Segregation. Isn't that funny how that
Joe
word
Biden wanted? You know that Joe Biden wanted that, right? Joe Biden wanted that in the busing when he was a senator. He wanted segregation.
Seriously?
You guys don't remember that, though. You guys are clearly so focused on Trump and his horrible man-killing tweets that you don't realize that Joe Biden was racist, or probably still is.
You got to look up some of JB's old Uncle Joe's old interviews and stuff that he did when he was a senator and everything. Oh man, some of the stuff he said was like nobody could say it. Half of that stuff that he said, nobody could say that nowadays.
No. And let me tell you something: if you don't go watch your Uncle Joe Biden in these videos, then you ain't black. He said that. Why are you laughing at me?
He did
that. He did. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
He did say that, y'all. So make sure you remember that.
Who says that? I mean, I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Jay, and that's Joe, and this has been Joe and Jay Outspoken. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. All that kind of stuff helps us out over here. If there's a topic you would like to see us cover in the future, let us know at joeandjayproductions.com/ideas. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Take care of one another.
Do better, be better.
And as always, God bless America.
See you later.